Greetings, I hope you're doing all fine. So my final project of this course is about 3 games compiled into one project. These following games are Tic-Tac-Toe, Magic 8 Ball, and Rock, Paper, Scissors. So the user has to first of all the user has to launch the project, and they will be prompted by given an answer, whether it was 1, 2, or 3, to select which game he wants to play. So let's enter 1. Now he will be able to play the tic-tac-toe game. So this game is a game of 2 people. So now it's X row to play. The X has chosen the position of 1, so the position of 1 will be filled with X. Now O will select 5, X will select 9, O will select 4, X will select 6, O will select now 8, X will select 3. Now we can see that X has won the game. After finishing the game, the user will be prompted if he wants to carry on playing the games or he wants to abort. Right now we will press Y or yes to carry on playing the game. Now we select the Magic 8 Ball. The Magic 8 Ball game is very basic. It uses the random package which is a generator generator of a number that is it's in range of 2 bounds, whether it's between 1 or 9, 1 and 10, depends. At this moment we generate a number between 1 and 9. So we press 2, and here the Magic 8 Ball says very doubtful. We carry on with the game. We press Y. We select Rock, Paper, Scissors. This game, the user will play versus the computer. The computer, the algorithm of making the computer guess is also by using the random library, which generates a guess between R for rock, S for scissors, and P for paper. Now let's guess. Let's say rock. I won. So apparently the computer has guessed scissors because rock beats scissors. Now we end the games and we go to the function of the functions that we made. So the code is the code consists of 13 games, of 13 functions, including the main function. The main function, it's where we call the functions. Each game has its own calling function. But after that, after we call a certain game, I have defined the get game function that will output to the user, giving him a message that's welcome to games. If you want to exit, press Ctrl plus C, and he will select a game between the 3 games, whether it was Tic-Tac-Toe, Magic 8 Ball, or Rock, Paper, Scissors. Also here the get game will raise an exception if the user has put a string or a number that differs from this list that contains 1, 2, 3, which is the number of our 3 games. Now we go to the Rock, Paper, Scissors. Rock, Paper, Scissors is a very basic game. First of all, it will print welcome to Rock, Paper, Scissors game. The user will put his guess. Then after, the computer will use the random library to guess between R, P, S, R for rock, P for papers, S for scissors. Now we will compare the guess between the user and computer. If the guess of the user computer means R equal R, or P equal P, or S equal S, that means the user has tied with the computer. If we use this function to guess if the user has beaten the computer. The is-win function is very basic. It will return a boolean of true if player guessed R and player 2 guessed S, which is the computer, and so on, because rock beats scissors, scissors beats paper, paper beats rock. Now we go to the magic 8-ball, the magic ball game. It's very basic also. It guesses a random integer between 1 and 9, and we output a certain message comparing to that guessed integer. If it's 1, we print this. If it's 2, print this, and so on. Now we go to the tic-tac-toe. The tic-tac-toe is kind of very complex game than the previous two, because we have to define or give the actual visualization of the board. So first of all, the user will be greeted with tic-tac-toe started. Then the board will be initialized by the found board. The found board is very basic. It will return a board which is a dictionary of 9 keys and empty values that has a space between them. Then we define the two players that are playing the game. The current user with X and the next player with O. Then we declare a while true loop that's a break under a certain condition. We each time the loop each time this loop initiates, it will print the display board. The display board is also a function that returns the dictionary styled with the dashes between to display an actual tic-tac-toe board. After that, we input, we prompt the user to enter a position to play, saying that current player which X, we say that X row to play, he gave a position between 1 and 9. And if he doesn't put a position between 1 and 9, an exception will be raised and print in an output in a message that is defined as enter a value between 1 and 9. If the user has entered a value between 1 and 9, there is a function called check spot. This function will detect if the spot is empty or not. It will return true if the position the user entered is empty or not. If it's empty, a boolean will be returned, which is true. If it's not empty, it will return false. So if the check spot and the position is empty, which is true, we will enter this section of the code. If it's not empty, the while loop will continue, and the loop will continue and reprompting the user of entering a valid empty position. So after the check spot is applied and returned the true boolean, the board will be updated using the update board function. The update function, it will simply update the board, which is a dictionary. A position in this context is the key, and the player is the value. The player as a value, as we see here, which is the current value. It's X. So update board will take 3 arguments: the board itself, the current player, which is X or O, and the position. It's an integer between 1 and 9, which is the values of the dictionary between 1 and 9. After that, we will detect the scenario of if the user has won the game, following the tic-tac-toe game rule. If winner, using the function of winner will take 2 arguments: the board and the current player. If the player has achieved a certain rule of winning, the function will return true. The function is displayed as following. It will compare between 1, 2, 3 if 1, 2 and 3. The player here in this case is whether X or O. If the spot of 1 and 2 and 3 equals to X or O, it will return true, and so on and so on and so on. If these conditions weren't achieved, the function will return false instead. So if there is a winner, the display board will return the visualization of the board and says that this current player has won the game. If check full board, if the board is full and there is no winner, we say that it's game over. Under the if check spot equals true, if this has been true, the board will be, or the board aka the dictionary will be updated, and we will switch the values of the player. The current player will be O and the next player will be X, and so on. Each loop we will change the values of these two variables, and so on. So at the end, my name is Al-Hassan Boumediene. I am from Media, Algeria, in North Africa. My project is about displaying three games to the user, and it has been very fun and very challenging to complete this course, and I have learned a lot, especially in how to write clean code, how to test my code using the unit testing technique and the PyTest package. Thank you very much, and have a good day and happy learning.